This week's Torah portion is titled Ha'azinu, translates to give ear. It is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 1 through 52. Haftarah is taken from 2 Samuel chapter 22, verses 1 through 51. And the apostolic portion is taken from the book of John chapter 6, verses 26 through 35. Deuteronomy 32. Give ear, O heavens, and let me speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Let my instruction fall as rain, my speech drop down as dew, as fine rain on the tender plants, and as showers on the grass. For I proclaim the name of Jehovah, ascribe greatness to our Elohim, the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are right ruling, an El of truth and without unrighteousness. Righteous and straight is he. A twisted and crooked generation has corrupted itself. Their blemish, they are not his children. Do you do this to Jehovah, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you, who created you and established you? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father and let him show you, your elders and let them say to you. When the Most High gave the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the portion of Jehovah is his people, Jacob his allotted inheritance. He found him in a wilderness, and in a wasted, howling desert. He encompassed him, he made him understand. He watched over him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirs up its nest, flutters over its young, spreading out its wings, taking them up, bearing them on its wings. Jehovah alone led him, and there was no strange mighty one with him. He made him ride in the heights of the earth, and he ate the fruit of the fields. And he made him to draw honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock, curds from the cattle and milk of the flock, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the choicest wheat, and you drank wine, the blood of the grapes. But Yeshurun grew fat and kicked. You grew fat, you grew thick, you were covered with fat. So he forsook Eloah who made him, and scorned the rock of his deliverance. They moved him to jealousy with foreign matters. With abominations they provoked him. They slaughtered to demons, not Eloah. Mighty ones they did not know, new ones who came lately, which your fathers did not fear. You neglected the rock who brought you forth, and forgot the El who fathered you. And Jehovah saw and despised, because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. And he said, let me hide my face from them. Let me see what their end is. For they are a perverse generation, children in whom there is no trusting. They made me jealous by what is not El. They provoked me with their worthless matters. But I make them jealous by those who are no people. I provoke them with a foolish nation. For a fire was kindled in my wrath, and burns to the bottom of Sheol, and consumes the earth and its increase, and sets on fire the foundations of mountains. I gather evils upon them. I use up my arrows upon them. Wasted by scarcity of food, and consumed by heat and bitter destruction. And the teeth of beasts I send upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword bereaves from the outside, and fear from within, both young man and maiden, nursing child with the man of gray hairs. I said, I should blow them away. I should make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. If I did not fear the enemy's taunt, lest their adversaries misunderstand, lest they say, our hand is high, and Jehovah has not done all this. For they are a nation lost to counsel, and there is no understanding in them. If they were wise, they would understand this. they would consider their latter end. How would one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, unless the rock had sold them, and Jehovah had given them up? For their rock is not like our rock, even our enemies are judges. Their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Amorah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter. Their wine is the poison of serpents, and the fierce venom of cobras. It is not stored up with me, sealed up among my treasures. Vengeance is mine, and repayment, at the time their foot slips. For near is the day of their calamity, and the matters prepared are hastening to them. For Jehovah rightly rules his people, and has compassion on his servants, when he sees that their power is gone, and there is no one remaining, shut up or at large. And he shall say, Where are their mighty ones, the rock in whom they sought refuge? Who ate the fat of their slaughterings, and drank the wine of their drink offering? Let them arise and help you. Let it be a hiding place for you. See now that I am he, and there is no Elohim besides me. I put to death, and I make alive. I have wounded, and I heal. And from my hand no one delivers. For I lift my hand to the heavens, and shall say, As I live forever. If I have sharpened my flashing sword, and my hand takes hold on judgment, I shall return vengeance to my enemies, and repay those who hate me. I make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword devours flesh, with the blood of the slain and the captives, from the long-haired enemy chiefs. O nations, acclaim his people, for he avenges the blood of his servants, and returns vengeance to his adversaries, and shall pardon his land, his people. Then Moshe came with Yehoshua son of Nun, and spoke all the words of this song in the hearing of the people. And when Moshe ended speaking all these words to all Israel, he said to them, Set your heart on all the words with which I warn you today, so that you command your children to guard, to do all the words of this Torah. For it is not a worthless word for you, because it is your life, and by this word you prolong your days on the soil which you pass over the Jordan to possess. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe that same day, saying, Go up this mountain of the Abarim, Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, which is opposite Jericho, and look up at the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel as a possession, and die on the mountain which you ascend, and be gathered to your people, as Aharon your brother died on Mount Hor, and was gathered to his people. Because you trespassed against me in the midst of the children of Israel, at the waters of Meribah Kadesh, in the wilderness of Sin, because you did not set me apart in the midst of the children of Israel. For you are to look at the land before you, but not enter there, into the land which I am giving to the children of Israel. 2 Samuel 22. Then David spoke to Jehovah the words of this song, on the day when Jehovah had delivered him from the hand of all his enemies, and from the hand of Shaul. And he said, Jehovah is my rock, and my stronghold, and my deliverer. My Elohim is my rock. I take refuge in him, my shield and the horn of my deliverance. My high tower and my refuge, my Savior, you save me from violence. I call on Jehovah, the one to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. For the waves of death surrounded me. Floods of Belial made me afraid. The cords of the grave were all around me. The snares of death were before me. In my distress I called upon Jehovah, and to my Elohim I cried. And from his Hakal he heard my voice, and my cry was in his ears. And the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of the heavens were troubled, because he was wroth. Smoke went up from his nostrils, and devouring fire from his mouth. Coals were kindled by it. And he bowed the heavens and came down, and thick darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and flew, and was seen upon the wings of the wind. And he put darkness around him as booths, darkness of waters, thick clouds. From the brightness before him coals of fire were kindled. Jehovah thundered from the heavens, and the Most High sent forth his voice. And he sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning and confused them. And the channels of the sea were seen. The foundations of the world were uncovered at the rebuke of Jehovah, at the blast of the breath of his nostrils. He sent from above. He took me. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, from those hating me, for they were stronger than I. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but Jehovah was my support, and he brought me out into a large place. He delivered me, for he delighted in me. Jehovah rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands he repaid me. For I have guarded the ways of Jehovah, and have not acted wrongly against my Elohim. For all his right rulings are before me. As for his laws, I do not turn from them. And I am perfect before him, and I guard myself from my crookedness. And Jehovah repays me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanness before his eyes. With the kind you show yourself kind. With the perfect one you show yourself perfect. With the clean you show yourself clean, and with the crooked you show yourself twisted. For you save the humble people, but your eyes are on the haughty to bring them low. For you are my lamp, O Jehovah, and Jehovah makes my darkness light. For with you I run against a band. With my Elohim I leap over a wall. The El, his way is perfect. The word of Jehovah is proven. He is a shield to all who take refuge in him. For who is El besides Jehovah? And who is a rock besides our Elohim? El is my mighty stronghold, and he makes my way perfect, making my feet like the feet of a deer, and sets me on my high places, teaching my hands for battle, so that my arms bend a bow of bronze. And you give me the shield of your deliverance, and your lowliness makes me great. You enlarge my step under me, so that my feet shall not slip. I pursue my enemies and destroy them, and I do not turn back till they are destroyed. And I destroy them and crush them, so that they do not rise and fall under my feet. And you gird me with strength for battle. You cause my adversaries to bow under me. And you make my enemies turn their backs, those hating me, and I cut them off. They look, but there is no Savior. Unto Jehovah, but he shall not answer them. And I beat them as dust of the earth. I beat them as small as dirt in the streets. I spread them out. And you deliver me from the strivings of my people. You safeguard me as the head of the nations. A people I have not known serve me. Sons of the foreigner submit to me. As soon as they hear, they obey me. Sons of the foreigner fade away and gird themselves from their strongholds. Jehovah lives, and blessed is my rock, and exalted is my Elohim, the rock of my deliverance. El who avenges me, and bringing peoples down under me, and bringing me out from my enemies. You raise me up above those rising up against me. You deliver me from a man of violence. Therefore I give thanks to you, O Jehovah, among nations, and I sing praise to your name. A tower of deliverance is he to his sovereign, and showing kindness to his anointed, to David and his seed forever. John 6:26 through 35. Yeshua answered them and said, Truly, truly, I say to you, you seek me, not because you saw signs, but because you ate of the loaves and were satisfied. Do not labor for the food that is perishing, but for the food that is remaining to everlasting life, which the Son of Adam shall give you, for the Father, Elohim, has set his seal on him. So they said to him, What should we do to work the works of Elohim? Yeshua answered him and said to them, This is the work of Elohim, that you believe in him whom he sent. So they said to him, What sign then would you do, so that we see and believe in you? What would you do? Our fathers ate the manna in the wilderness, as it has been written, He gave them bread out of the heaven to eat. Therefore Yeshua said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you, Moshe did not give you the bread out of the heaven, but my Father gives you the true bread out of the heaven. For the bread of Elohim is he who comes down out of the heaven and gives life to the world. So they said to him, Master, give us this bread always. And Yeshua said to them, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall not get hungry at all, and he who believes in me shall not get thirsty at all.